Hello and welcome to day 12. I think it's day 12. I've lost count of Die Cut December. My name's Natalie and today I'm going to make a card using these dies. This is a floral frame / bookmark die and a scripty font word die that says thanks. I've got 3 pieces of smooth white cardstock here. One of them is going to be my card panel, so we'll set that to one side. And these two I'm going to colour for use with this die. So this die has flowers on it and leaves. Now the leaves will be white when I cut it out of white cardstock, but I want to colour the flowers pinky orange, and the gaps in between everything I want to be green. So I'm going to do some smushing using some Distress Oxide. So to start with, we'll do the floral portion. I'm going to use warm lipstick to start with. So I've smushed that down. I'm going to give it a squirt with water and I'm going to pick it up with my smusher. If you want to know how to make a smusher, there is a video and there's a link to it in the description box below. And I'm going to smush that on to my smooth white cardstock and create a blotchy effect. Oh, there's a hair there, we don't want that. Give that all a wipe, and then while that's still wet, because I want some blending, I'm going to do the same thing with some spice marmalade, but I'm going to just pick it up with the corner of my smusher and add it in a much more restrained way, because I want the pink to be the primary colour with the orange as a highlight really. And I'm going to pick up all the deep dark orangey bits with a bit of tissue, and if that smushes down off the tissue then that's absolutely fine. All I want to do is make sure that I've got enough to die cut from, and I do. So I'm going to set that to dry on one side. Now for the background portion. Pick that up, smush that on. The reason I'm smushing is because I want a variegated background. I don't want just a solid blended colour. I want some bits of white showing through, and I want some darker bits and some lighter bits. Now that's done, I'm going to help them to dry with my hairdryer. It doesn't matter if the green one isn't entirely dry. In fact, it might help a little bit, I think, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to emboss using this die rather than die cut out of the green. And sometimes having slightly damp card I think does help with the embossing process. It prevents the paper from tearing. I'm going to use my Cuttlebug because this is really nice for embossing with dies. So we've got the big thick plate, one of the clear cutting plates, the rubber mat, the cardstock and the die facing down towards the rubber mat. Get that lined up. And then the other cutting plate. There we have the pattern embossed. It hasn't cut through at all. You can see on the back there that it's just pressed the pattern into it. So now for the floral part, I'm going to put double-sided tape on the back to give my floral bits some sticky on the back. And I'm going to cut that out because I don't want those bits, they're unnecessary. And for this, I'm going to use my Gemini Mini rather than my Cuttlebug because this is great for intricate dies. I don't think I've ever had a miscut with an intricate die with my Gemini Mini. It does slice through beautifully. So it's cut through the card but not the backing of the sticky tape. So I want to keep as much of the die cut in on the backing. I've got a few pieces here that have stayed in the die, but that's fine. I can just gently rest them there where they're supposed to go, and then they'll be there when I want them, because I'm going to inlay in a minute. So we'll keep that safe to one side because I don't want to lose any of those bits. And now I want to cut a frame for this. I find one of the easiest ways to get the bits out of intricate die cuts is just to drop the die, and lots of bits will fall out. So that gets rid of the bits you don't want. And then you can just remove the last few bits that are left in there. And if you push from front to back, if there are any bits that are still attached that haven't cut quite right, then any tearing will end up on the back of the die cut, not on the front. So I'm going to use tacky glue to adhere this. I'm going to lay down some there, spread it out with my glue spreader, pop that on there and tamp it down into the glue. And then pick it up, and this should be fairly easy to line up. I'll just kind of lock into place over the embossed areas, and those embossed areas will poke up through the die cut. I believe that's known as a faux inlay technique, where it looks like you've inlaid the pieces, but actually you've just quickly dry embossed the back of them. Now I want to add all my floral bits to this. This might take some time, so I'll speed you through this. So there you go, there's the inlaid pieces in there. I think they look really pretty with the variegated splotchiness and the variegated background. I've given it a good burnish with my fingers to make sure that double-sided sticky on the back of those pieces is stuck to the background. So now I'm going to cut this out and mount it on my card panel. I want to keep the white border, so I'll carefully slice along it with my guillotine. I think this is probably better than using scissors for me. I can just nudge it a tiny little bit at a time to make sure I get right up to that edge there. I'm going to put this on my card panel. I will trim the panel down so that it fits nicely. But we'll just pop on tape runner. Although the back is lumpy bumpy because it's embossed, I think there's enough paper there to contact. I did have an idea of actually making this a bookmark and sticking it on here with temporary adhesive so that the recipient can take it off, remove the temporary adhesive and use it as a bookmark, but I don't actually have any temporary adhesive at the moment, so that's a project for another time. So I think this is square, that's fine. I want it to be eventually about 3 3/4 inches, so I'm going to just square up this end here at just over 4 inches. And I'm going to take that off. We'll go in, that's it, like that. And then let's have a look at this. What did I say? We just square that off there, but I do want a little bit of white there. So now everything's square. I can come in at 3 3/4 inches and slice that there. So now we've got a nice card panel. So my thanks I want to put about here. I'm going to use gold foil because I think it just needs a little bit of sparkle to pop off the page. Before I die cut it though, I'm going to put some double-sided tape on the back. and that will help it stick down, I think. So that's going to go there. I don't think it needs popping up, although there is 2 levels of card there, but it's so slender, this die cut, that it's not noticeable that it goes over the join there, I think. Give that another burnish. I don't want to dent the gold, so I'll just press with the soft part of my thumb. And we'll build our card this way, because I don't have a card blank ready to rock and roll. Give it a little bit of room all the way around. Get that squared up. Where shall we do it? I'll just come in a little bit. A bit more, I think. I'm not sure it needs anything else, but I'm just going to do a quick experiment with a few. Oop, I think that one landed in my hair. I'll find that later. A few little enamel dots, just 3 like that, and we can use the pale yellow ones as well. I think they might be just getting a bit lost and are a bit unnecessary. I don't know. We'll stick them on and I'll think about it. So we've got 3 of each colour. I think it just maybe just joins everything together a bit more. Brings some of this colour over here. Maybe pop that on the green. Yeah, we'll leave that like that for now. I might take them off. They won't damage it, but there we go. That's today's card done. I think day 12 I said, didn't I? Hope you've enjoyed the video and that maybe it's given you an idea of what to do with a similar die that you might have in your stash. If you have enjoyed the video, then please consider leaving a thumbs up and subscribing to my channel, and I will see you back here very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.